A few minutes now with Managing Director Bradley Heath. We know what such a massive issue insurance is. It impacts most of us, if not all of us, in one way or another. So very, very keen to have a chat to Bradley. Bradley, welcome to the 4CA Talk Show. First of all, just paint a bit of a picture for us. I mean, what's the insurance scene doing at the moment? So any concerns you've got, perhaps in terms of underinsurance? Where's it all at?
Yeah, good morning, Gavin, and thanks for the time this morning. Well, one of the reasons Sure was created originally was to address what everyone in North Queensland knew, and that was the insurance crisis that was going on. And since then, we've insured many tens of thousands of homes, and saved people on average about $1,500 a policy, and that's where we're currently standing. What that's allowed people to do is save money who were paying high rates in many cases elsewhere, but it's also allowed a significant number of people to take out insurance when they couldn't previously afford it. And that's one of the things we're most proud of as a company, is that we've probably allowed around about 1 in 10 of our policyholders weren't previously insured.
Wow.
So we're now talking about thousands of homes that are able to now be insured, that people can feel safe in all times of the year, but particularly the cyclone period of each year. And that's one of the reasons Sure was created, was to address that and give people a better deal. And that's why we called it Insurance But Fair. And that's the mission we've been on for the last 4 years now.
Tell us about this ACCC report. I note there back in 2019, it did talk about the rate of non-insurance that you've just spoken about there. Can you tell us about what that report found back then a few years ago?
Well, they said about 17% of people were not insured. And
there you go.
And that's, when you think about it, if you drive down a street, getting onto 1 in every 5 homes not insured, and that's not something that anyone wants to see. We have a very specific view that we don't think insurance should be a luxury for anyone, particularly people in North Queensland. And the fact that some people can't afford it, and in many cases may not take the insurance out, is not a good thing for anyone. And it's not just people who are just not insured. It's many people, unfortunately, while they can afford some insurance, can't afford to insure for the whole sum insured that they should be. And in many cases don't insure their contents. So I can only afford a certain amount, so I'm just going to insure the building. What we want to see is affordability that allows everyone to insure for the sum insured that they should. So unfortunately, if they lose the entire house, which is rare, but it does happen, we don't want people being left short on it, and we don't want people not having their contents insured. And look, clearly we want more people insured because it's good for our business, but what's more important is that we can give people a good deal that is affordable and that they can afford to insure each year and have peace of mind. At the end of the day, no one buys insurance to make a claim. People will buy insurance because they want to have peace of mind. And if the unthinkable does happen, then they're covered.
Well, look, I absolutely think it's incredible what Sure Insurance has been able to do in this market when so many big insurers walked away from us, and for Sure to enter the market the way that you did and to have such success, I think it's just absolutely brilliant. Now, Bradley, tell me about there's a lot of talk, of course, of Warren Entsch being one of them, who was on and on about this for years, and that is the reinsurance pool. The reinsurance pool. I haven't heard a lot about that in recent months. Tell us, do you know where it's at? I know Sure Insurance is involved there. Is it having an impact? Give us a bit of an update there.
Yeah, look, there's a couple of insurers, including Sure Insurance, who've joined. The others have to join by a certain date, by essentially the end of the year, the bigger insurers. So I'm not sure what, we haven't heard any announcements from them yet at all. One of the greatest things with the pool, is, from our viewpoint, is that it came along at a time when the world reinsurance market was really under pressure because of the big hurricane in the US, Hurricane Ian. And, that was a loss that was worth well north of $100 billion US dollars. So we're talking about a very big loss, and a loss that made the cost of reinsurance more expensive. That, in normal terms, gets passed on to policyholders, but in this situation, the ARPC was able, through the reinsurance pool, to provide much cheaper cover, and that's had a definite effect on reducing increases in insurance. And from Shaw's viewpoint, allows us to remain competitive and to stay in the market. And we're looking to expand our business even more strongly than we have in the last 4 years because of that support.
That is great news. A government policy having a practical and meaningful impact. Who would have thought?
Well, exactly. It's, it's not one of those things that we all associate with success, but the reinsurance, the ARPC, the people that run the reinsurance pool, have done a great job in implementing it in a very short time frame under considerable pressure. We have a great relationship with them. We continue to provide feedback for things that we think can continue to provide more and more advantage to people in regional Queensland. And so this is only the start, and the ARPC recognise that. They're wanting to improve it as they go along. And we think if other insurers join it, then that will increase competition. That will affect Shaw, but that puts us under pressure. And at the end of the day, what most people want to see is competition at a lower price for everything they buy. It doesn't matter if it's groceries or insurance. So the benefit to the policyholder should ultimately be there, and more people can be insured at a better price. I mean, we think to date we've probably saved somewhere in the 4 years on how much we've saved people, somewhere close to $100 million for our policyholders, and that's money that stays in the economy.
That is so good. That is so good.
We've seen, we've done surveys on what people have spent it on, and then people can go onto our website and Facebook page and have a look. But this is what it's all about: is reducing the cost of insurance.
That is absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. Finally, Bradley Heath, Managing Director of Shaw Insurance. What's it like being a relatively small, nimble player with some of these massive, in some cases, global insurance companies? I mean, things are good. You're taking the fight up to the big ones.
We are. Look, several of our staff, myself included, were in some of the bigger guys before. That's allowed us to understand the market and know how to do it in the most efficient way possible. It's not just cheaper premiums. Underlying that is having a low expense level company. We don't have big buildings in Sydney. We don't have high rise with our names on them. We're not in it for our ego. We're in it to provide the right price. One thing we like to say is we're in regional Queensland and North Queensland because we want to be, not because we have to be. Many of the big guys need to be there because of their brands and because of their membership base and things like that. We're there because we want to be there. And that's why we're able to do what we do. And we enjoy it. Our staff enjoy it. We sell essentially one product, and we sell it to people who we're giving a good deal to. And that's why our sales staff love talking to customers and trying to get them the best deal by asking them lots of questions about different things and trying to get their price down. We train our staff to try and get the customer the best possible price. We have brokers out there that do the same with their customers. So everyone's in a win-win situation with this. And it has been, for us, a truly satisfying experience because most people who are in insurance like helping people, particularly our claims people. We're there to help people, not to hurt people. And the more people we can help, the more of a kick of it we get out of it.
Very good. I love the Shaw ads as well, where people are almost shocked and I think in tears at sometimes when they hear the price of Shaw Insurance compared to some of those other big competitors, many of whom abandoned the region. So absolutely fantastic. Bradley Heath, Managing Director of Shaw Insurance, a station sponsor. Thanks so much for your time.